I know even, a lot of the issues have been talked about defense, but even Coach Christian said, we've got to do some things better on offense. And when the defense is struggling, I'm not certainly pinning all the team struggles on the defense, but when it does struggle, obviously does put more of a onus on the offense, not obviously score points, but even possess the ball. Is the offense kind of been under a little bit more pressure, whether it's even been put on themselves with some of the defensive struggles here as of late?
I think that's true in any level of football.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a great defense, if a team has a great defense, offensive play calling is easy. Because you can call anything you want. It doesn't matter, because if it doesn't work, the defense is going out to stop them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you have a defense that's struggling, it's in the back of my mind of, as a play caller, you may want to not take as many chances, not be as risky. Be more cautious in your approach. If it gets like it was the other night, I mean, we had, the game got out of hand there in the second quarter. We had a couple 3-and-outs. We could have helped that by, continuing to control the ball, possess the ball there.
Right.
In that second quarter when the defense was struggling. Offensively, I think 3-and-outs, no matter what your defense is doing, hurts you.
Right.
And that's something that we continue to stress is one of our goals is minimize our 3-and-outs. Because to me, that's like a turnover.
Right.
So, hopefully we can do a better job of that and help our defense that way by controlling the ball, and getting points. The bottom line is we got to score points. That's the bottom line.
Right.
In the last two games, we haven't scored enough points. 14 points against Nebraska, 14 points the other night. That's not enough.
Ideally, Greg, I guess does it matter how you get them? Would you like to do a quick strike, possess the ball, 10 plays? Does it really matter?
I don't care. If we can score early and often, force their offense to keep up with our offense rather than our offense to keep up with their offense. And when you get into a game like we were in the other night, we were coming from behind, and that's hard. You got a freshman quarterback, and I'm certainly I'm pleased with the way he's playing, but to ask him to win the game in that situation, it's not fair for him right now.
Sure,
it's just not. So I'm not going to do that. And if I have to tweak the offense to help him in those situations, I will.
Right. I know. I saw. Look, everyone started getting a little frustrated when you get into a game like you did last Saturday. I know there was a play. I think it was near your sideline. Brett got hit, maybe questionable late, and he was noticeably pretty upset about it. No penalty or anything, but how these last 2 weeks. I know no one likes losing. Even Brett has said he really hates losing. How has these last 2 weeks kind of affected him, and maybe even aided or helped in the growing process? Because you never like to learn those lessons, but how's that been on him?
It's all part of his maturation. It's all part of a young quarterback's growth. You're going to lose some, you're going to win some. And he's such a competitor. He hates to lose, no question. And, he's got to understand playing that position. I love his fire and his enthusiasm, and at times he needs to temper that. Okay? But I'm not pulling him off. I'm not telling him, I'll just sit down and say, look, you need to be thinking about the next play. I'm more concerned when he makes a mistake, throws an interception, or makes a bad read or screws it up. I'm more concerned about that than, with him, he has to let that stuff go. He's got to move on to the next play. Okay, because his defense is moving on.
Right.
They want to kick your butt again. So.
Is that still? I don't know if a struggle is the right word. Is that something he mentioned the maturation? Is that still something that has a ways to go just because of his fire, or how is that coming along?
I think he's really matured since camp with that, because we started talking about that early on. I said, you have to demonstrate, as the leader, you've got to be the rock. You can't be up and down. Okay. And that doesn't mean you can't jump around and get excited, okay, when good things happen, and I love that. But when bad things happen, you can't pout and hang dog and look around and wonder what the heck happened, because the next play's coming, okay? And that's something that he's, been doing a good job with that through the season. I want to keep him working on that through the rest of the season.
Not to divulge game plans, Greg, but what do you need to do offensively this week to avoid more some of those 3 and outs? Whether you score on one play, you score on 10. What do you need to do to kind of be more efficient offensively?
Well, it's the same thing we've been talking about with the kids all along, Robert. We are an inconsistent offense, okay, and that's something that we're fighting through with. Me as a first-time coordinator here with these new coaches. Young players. We've been shuffling a lot of guys at receivers in and out, moving guys around on the offensive line. It's hard to establish continuity and consistency when you're doing that. And that's not going to change until we find the best 11 that we can put out there. Okay? And, we're still looking for who are our best 4 receivers in any situation. Who are our best 5 offensive linemen in any situation. Okay, and when you become a veteran team, when you have 2, 3, 4-year starters in there, you don't worry about that.
Right.
You just send them out there. You can do a lot of things.
Right.
Okay, we're not there yet. We're inconsistent, and we've got to keep working on that and understand that we can't be an up and down. We can't score. 28 against Bowling Green, come back and score 14 against Nebraska, or 45 against Texas State, and 14 against Utah State. That's not how it works.
Do you feel, Greg, that you guys are getting closer to finding that consistency? I mean, I know it's not going to probably happen all of a sudden with the snap of the fingers now, but do you feel like you're closer to finding that consistency than you were, say, even a couple weeks ago? Or
well, to me, this is a good game to test that for our guys. Okay. To continue to work to become a consistent offense. Minimize the 3 and outs. Do better on 3rd down. Like one week, we're good on 3rd down. Next week we're bad. I think we're like, right around 38, 40%, which is, a lot of teams would take that. Well, we want to be 45, 50. Okay, that's what we're striving for as an offense. And and until we develop that, we will have not arrived.
Right. All right. Sounds good.